Is anybody there yet? Hang on, I'm pulling up my iPad so I can see what you guys see. If you're there. I'm not looking yet. Okay, I see some comments already coming through. Good morning. I am recording a giant sunspot. This sunspot looks like it's about the size of 3 Earths. What I'm really hoping for is that some flares show up because I want to do a time lapse. So I'm recording a 12-second video every 20 seconds, and hopefully something shows up. Right now, I don't see anything other than the sunspots. Hi, everybody. Is the sound okay? I'll try not to scream. I don't know. Okay, that's a yes. All right. It's way bigger than Earth. It's huge. I think this lower one here near the bottom sunspot is probably a little bit bigger than Earth, but this other one here is just huge. Okay, great. I'm glad the sound is good. You know, there's been some great solar activity this week, but it's been cloudy up until now, so I think I missed a lot of the good stuff. Right now, I'm just hoping some flares show up so my time lapse will be good when I put it together, but I don't see much happening. So we'll see if something shows up in the next hour. Let me see my there's my I'm using an AR-102 Explorer scientific telescope, and with an ASI 183 camera and a DayStar Quark, and you can see there it is pointing at the sun. And I am not polar aligned, but the tracking seems pretty good. I don't have to make corrections very often. 40,000 kilometers. That's good to know. Thanks for that. I'll use that information later when I put this time lapse together. That's a giant sunspot. We finally got it. It's one of the bigger ones I've seen. Let me show you something I captured earlier before I did the live stream. I did what do you call that? White light. Before I turned on the Quark, I recorded this just to. This is just a raw video, but it gives a little bit closer look of the sunspot without all the texture around it, so you can see the sunspots more clearly. So that was a video I recorded earlier before the Quark was actually turned on. Hey, Koosh. Alright, I'm going to make a little tracking correction here. Focus doesn't seem too bad. I'm not going to adjust it at this point. Alright, let's start recording again. And I'm recording 12-second videos. I'll just say 999. I don't know if I can go that high. 999 every 20 seconds. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hello to the 48 people who've tuned in so far. I know this is sort of an impromptu live session with no warning. I didn't even tell the Instagrammers, and I don't really feel like posting it there anyway. So for the ones who get YouTube alerts, you're the only crowd I have. Howdy. Which Quark? I am using the Chromosphere version. I don't know anyone else who has the other version, because this can get you the prominences as well if you want to just turn up the exposure on it. Yeah, I don't have the prominence. I don't know anyone that has the prominence, because the Chromosphere can do both. Thanks, Gary. I'm looking for my magnifying glass. I don't have it. I don't see where it is. It's probably in the basement. I don't see very well anymore. I have to make an appointment with the eye doctor, so I've been using a magnifying glass until I get some glasses. So I'm having a hard time reading lately. But I can see your comments. Kind of. I'm struggling. These aren't my glasses. If I put the glasses on, oh, I see much better. But these aren't prescribed for me. I'm going to make another tracking correction here. All right, that seems pretty good. I always stop the sequence when I make my tracking correction to give me a little more time, and then I restart it. Sorry if I'm missing a lot of comments here. I'm focusing on the sun here. But hi, everybody. Cosmic Imager, Astronomy Notebook, The Urban Astronomer. Is that Ashar Hassan? The Urban Astronomer, I always say, I call him UA. Hey, UA. I saw your sun video. That was really good. Bonjour. From France. Nice. Hey, Mike. I'm looking down because that's where I'm reading the comments on my iPad. Jay from down in Monroe. Hello. No problem. Thanks, Cosmo Imager. You just completed your solar observations and calculations. Oh, cool. Calculations, interesting. What are you calculating? What equipment? Are you guys able to see the description in my video? I'm not sure, but I put it all there, but I'm not sure if you can see it until the live stream is over with. Amazon says I have a package arriving today. But you want to know the equipment I'm using? I'm using a Celestron AVX mount. I'm using an Explorer Scientific AR102, a DayStar Quark, and an ASI 183 camera. I haven't adjusted the focus yet. It doesn't look too bad, does it? I mean, I have terrible seeing. And someone else has even told me when you're close to a city like Detroit, the congestion in the air is not nearly as good as when you're far away. So even at night, I get hit with light pollution, and during the day, I get hit with bad air. What can you do? Oh, you're calculating the size of the sunspot. Were you the one who came up with the 40 kilometers? I'd have to go back and scroll through the... How many Earths? This big one. I think this little one here is probably a little bit bigger than the size of the Earth, and this large one here, maybe the size of 2 or 3. Deep Sky Dad is here. Yeah. I mean, I see other people's raw data, and it blows my mind how good their data is. I'm jealous. I still call my iPad an APod. That's just me. My brain is gone. So what I'm hoping to see is some flares pop up, but I don't see any flares. So it's disappointing, but you never know when they're just going to appear out of nowhere. Now my sisters are shopping right now, and after that they're coming here. So I'm probably going to have to end the stream when they get here because this is a very noisy house, and they will disturb me to no end. Georgia. The best software for aligning the 8SE. Aligning? Are you talking about collimation? India. Yeah, that's what sisters are for, no doubt. One of them already said she wants to be on the live stream. I'm like, no, no family. No, leave me be. This is my own little guilty pleasure. I don't invite anyone else. Montreal. Let me back up the... Oop. Tracking is pretty good. Considering I just rolled out my scope this morning without doing any sort of polar alignment. I just pointed it north and let it go, and tracking is actually doing pretty good. Hello to the 63 people watching right now. I'm looking down because I'm just looking at everyone's comments. That's why I appeared. I have my iPad right in front of my keyboard. That's why I keep looking down at the comments. Now I'm looking at the camera. Denmark. Garnett. I didn't even know Garnett had a YouTube channel until not that long ago. And I finally subscribed. I'm like, I had to backtrack and watch all the videos. Cosmic Life. I had a haircut, but I don't take off my hat because I don't have much on top, and I don't want people staring at my dome. It will shine. One day I'm just going to make a video. Chuck takes his tiger's cap off. It'll probably get 1 million hits. No. No, I wish I had known about your YouTube channel earlier. I felt bad. I like all this time. Jeez. I didn't even know. I'm going to play with the focus here. I'm going to stop this sequence. Okay, let me cancel this. Let's just see if I can get the focus any better. Oops, wrong button. I'm using this Rigel focuser, by the way. I don't know if I should mess with this or not. Focus, I don't know if I can get it any better than it was. It's hard. I'll leave it right there. It will have to do. Well, let me... You know what? I wish I had... I say this every time. I wish I hadn't touched the focus. I'll leave it right there. Like I said, the sunspots aren't really doing anything. What I'm hoping for is some solar flares to spring up. Last time, I had to go for about 1 hour and 15 minutes, and then a solar flare popped up. And it lasted for about 10 minutes, and then it was gone. But that was a perfect scenario when you can get the beginning, the middle, and the end of something. Sterling Heights. Hello, neighbor. Does it look sharper? Okay. But I admit I'm embarrassed sometimes when I do a live stream because my I just don't have the seeing conditions that I see other people have, and oh man, I wish I could see as well as they did. It's just, but, and right now it's even harder because the sun is getting really low, and you're cutting through a lot of atmosphere right now. Hello to the 69 people watching. Yeah, see, right now I can see the seeing conditions are getting a little bad. When the sun looks like you're viewing it through a puddle, you know, and it's too jiggly, that you know seeing conditions are not good, and it's really jiggly right now. Atmosphere is bad, most definitely. Deep space dead. Okay, a touch better. Thanks, Garnett. Hello, Paul, Scotland. Wow, I love seeing where everybody's from. Yeah, solar flares are awesome. Especially when you're recording and they're not there and then they just spring up and then you want them to disappear again so you get the beginning, the middle, and the end. That's awesome when that happens. Oh, nice last video was for UA. Kim is an astronomy buff. Great shot of the sunspot. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to see it live. I wish the seeing conditions were better. But it's probably not going to get better probably until... Probably, I think after December is when the sun starts going higher in the sky again. That helps. I'm going to make a tracking correction. Let's just move this down a little bit. I can see the tracking is going from the bottom right to the upper left in that direction. I'll just start it here. Argentina, hello. Thanks, UA. Thank you. And if you're wondering about this spot right here, that's obviously a dust speck, but I captured flats before I started this session. You know what? We should, yeah. Where is my software? Let's stack something. Let's see how this stuff looks. No, let's do a little. Let's do a quick process. I'm curious. Where's the desktop? Desktop. SharpCap, 28 capture. I'm gonna see the white light version first. And here's my flats. I'm going to say create flat master. We'll call that flat master. All right. Let me go back here while that's... The bottom one, I say, is a little bit bigger than the Earth, so you can see how much bigger that top one is. Your spirit animal. I'm still hoping for some solar flares to creep up. All right, so the flat is created. Now let's pull up one of these white light. Now, okay, so these are the sunspots before I turned on my Quark. I did a couple of those because you can really see. I think they call that white light. Let's analyze. I'm not an expert with stuff like that, but somebody gave me the tip. How do I do with that white light when I have a Quark? And he said, just turn the Quark off. No mount. Oh, you lived through me. Okay. Actually, Garnett, I'm down to one mount myself. Well, not counting my stuff for solar, but my CGX is um, kind of disabled at the moment, so I can't do any imaging with my Explorer Scientific scope. All I have is the Rasa right now. All right. This is I'm afraid this is not going to. You know what? Let's try something here. Is there solar? I will be very sad if there's solar if the solar flares are above this. No, they're not. Okay, good. I want to make sure I'm not. Usually the solar flares are around the sunspot if there's any at all. Let's start that up again. Okay, so let's just do a place grid. Okay. And how many frames should I stack? 50 out of 229? Let's go for it. Okay. Now this is without all the texture, by the way, so bad day in college, huh? No problem. Let's see. All right. Auto stacker is still working. The only thing is, the sun. It's a lot better if you can get these sunspots. You know what I did? I got to cancel. Look at. Let's clear the. Let me clear this out. See, this is what happens. I forgot to load the flats, so I started processing before the. Watch what happens when I load the flats. If I say load master flat, I always forget. And you can see how the dust specks just disappeared. All right, let me do a reanalyze again. I love that instant gratification when you load in the flats, because then you can just see it work right in front of your eyes. And I think it looks brighter on one side because I when I do time lapses, I give it a lot of image tilt, maybe almost a quarter inch, to get rid of these dancing Newton's rings, and you don't want to see any interference dancing around when you're doing a time lapse. That's why one side seems probably a little more in focus than the other. It's kind of a trade-off. Hello to the 75 people watching right now. We have got two decent sized sunspots going on right now. This is the biggest one I've seen all year. Okay. You know what? I changed my mind. I wanna stack one that actually has the texture in it. So let me see. I'm gonna recreate my flat. It'll be more fun to see all the texture. So I'm gonna recreate the flat for the one with the texture, and when that's done, we'll process. It's a C-class flare. What does that mean, C-class? Hi, Bruce. So anyone just joining, we've got some, the sun is really picking up activity, and we've got some decent sized solar flares here And here, and that speck you see here is just a dust spot on my sensor. Thank you. A Coronado. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but that I was almost going to get one of those, man, because I see fantastic images being created with those. How much time... Did you just see that? Something just flew by. I'm going to go back and look at this image. I think we got a plane. Wait, hang on 1 second. I'll answer that question in a moment, but I want to go back and see this video. Where is it? I think it was this one. Okay, it was right at the beginning. See it? I think it's a wing of a plane. See, when you're too close to the airport, you don't get the whole plane, you just get a part of it. And there it is. Aliens. It has to be a plane. I don't know what the heck that was. UFO. One of these days I'm going to capture a whole plane. Oh. Okay, let me fix my tracking. Giant bird. Oh, somebody had a question here. How much time do you usually do in total when you do a time lapse? And how many frames per one picture? You know, I think my camera is very slow. I mean, I see people capturing 100 frames per second or more. I'm lucky if I can get, geez, how many frames per second do I get? About 19 frames per second. The more frames you can get per second, the better. And the total duration of a time lapse, I might go 1 or 2 hours. So you can see I don't know how well you can see it. Maybe my picture is blocking it right now, but right now I'm only capturing 19 frames per second. Thanks, Gary. All right, let's open the picture. I've got my new flats created. Let's just open up any one here. All right. And let's load in the flat. This one. Okay, oh, that evened it out nicely. Let's say analyze. I'm gonna tell you, I think my time lapse might be a dud. I want to see some cool activity here, and there's no flares popping up for me. I want to get the ASI 178, 200 frames a second. Holy moly! Maybe that's the camera I need then. Thanks for that info. Hello to the 81 people watching. Alright, so we're doing an analyze right now. So I want to process one of these and see how it looks. I can't wait. The sun is really jiggly. My seeing conditions are really bad. I'm looking at the door over there because I'm worried my sisters are going to get home from the mall and they're going to bother me to no end. ASI 174. I'm going to go back and I'm going to read these comments. So I remember this. ASI 174. ASI I tell you right now, the ASI 183 is terrible. The refresh, I've compared it, and even to the ASI 1600 is even better than the ASI 183. But the ASI 83 has much less interference patterns. It's really good for handling Newton's rings. All right. You can see how the sunspots have sort of drifted off to the upper right. That's why I have to sort of stop the action again. And let us bring the... Oh, here, let me show you. They're very close to the edge. There's the edge of the sun right there. But to put these in the center of my picture, I have to... I lose the edge. I wish I could have maintained the edge, but the sunspots move from left to right across the sun. Let's start my... my imaging back up. Okay, let's go back to the and let's do place grid. Out of 226 frames, I'm going to keep 50. That might be too much, but we'll see how it looks. So I'll say stack. Yeah, the ASI, it's just not the best camera for solar, I think. Just because I can't refresh fast enough on it. I mean, I have a slow computer, but I think another camera would suit me better. And anyone just joining, I think this sunspot down here is a little bit bigger than the Earth. And this big one up here definitely way bigger. This is the biggest sunspot I've ever seen, I think, since I've been doing solar imaging. Let me see if I can play with the focus again. No, you know what? I don't think I'm going to mess with it. It's just seeing conditions that cause focus to go in and out. You can see here my Pixel sight is still up from the last time I was playing around with my California Nebula. I don't know if you saw my previous video. Right. Yeah, calcium. That's an interesting one. Thanks for watching, Astronomy Notebook. I appreciate you guys watching me. Jeff, you have a Quark? Excellent. I need an interference eliminator. I didn't know such a thing existed. What I do is I have a tilt adapter right now, and I have it to the maximum just for the 183. I don't know how well I'd be able to get rid of them for other cameras. ASI 1600 seems to refresh faster, but Newton's rings on that one are terrible. That's why I'm not using it right now. Thanks, Cosmo Imager. What am I staring at this for? I'm waiting for my auto stacker to finish. Oh, it did finish. Let's pull up the sun. Let's pull up what I just stacked. All right. Okay, so here is the, let's see what we can do with it. Most people use Registacks, but I always use PixInsight because it's just easier for me to, it's easier to automate the whole thing through batch process. Now, here's what I see a lot of people do. They will invert the sun, and it really makes the texture pop. But the only thing I avoid that a lot of times because it turns sunspots, if you have sunspots, it turns sunspots from dark to white, and if you have flares, it turns flares from white to dark, and that's why I've always avoided that. But the effect is so cool. But let's not do that here. Now let's see. Let's try something like local histogram. This local Local histogram. Let's turn this down to. Oh, that's the wrong one. No, did that? Wait. Local histogram. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's do this. And make sure my sun is still in the flare. Okay, I'm still imaging. Sorry, it looks like if my I don't know if my stream is getting stuck. I see myself clocking. I don't know if that's Am I clocking? Is my stream getting stuck? If it is, I'll probably just have to quit. I don't see my stream moving right now. You know, you have good days and bad days. Am I stuck, guys? Does anybody see my stream moving, or is it just stuck? Let me open up YouTube again. God dang it. Sorry about that. It's my streaming is no good. Well, or is it back now? Maybe it does. Maybe I should quit the Pixin site. I think it's back. Okay, I think it was just a momentary hiccup. So here is the sunspot. Let's give it some color here. I don't know about that. I think that color is not going to work for me. Let's try this again. That's not too bad. Hey, so what does that look? How does that look? That's not too bad. I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, that was about a 2-minute process there. All right, let's go back to the live action here. I'm gonna shut down anything that might be causing me problems. I just shut down Pixin site. Thanks. Here, let's bring this down a little. I can tell the sunspots are tracking upward. All right, that's better. Thanks, UA. Oh yeah, stacking is even more amazing that it's just made free for everybody. Hello to the 76 people watching my sunspot. Not my sunspot, it's everybody's sunspot. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Medo Tube, Medex Tube. I'm not sure on my eyesight. Okay, I think it's smooth again. I can see it on my. I'm watching what you guys watch on my iPad here, so I can see it doesn't seem stuck anymore. Oh, let me see if my hard drive is filling up. Oh, I still have a lot of space left. When did I start this? About 10 after 11 or so? So I've already got almost an hour for this time lapse. I just. Oh, did you see that? Oh man, I bet I missed a good plane. That was definitely something cool there that just happened. A plane definitely flew by. You can see the exhaust. Yeah, UVI filter is a must, absolutely. That was a cool effect, by the way, when we saw that going across the screen. I wish we had caught that plane that must have done that. I don't know about sending it to a server. I know. I think there's the asteroid hunter that captures parts of the sky, and his software just automatically sends it onward to the people that can use that data. I don't know if PixInsight, the newer versions of PixInsight, have stuff like that. It's the size of Jupiter. Is that right? That's awesome. If that's the size of Jupiter, then it's definitely way bigger than I thought it was, because I saw this. I thought this little one was just a little bit bigger. Was a little bit bigger than the Earth, is what I thought. So I don't know. This one would seem to have to be a lot bigger. I thought maybe not. Maybe you're right. That's interesting. COVID being dropped, right? We need that vaccine. Yeah, tracking is pretty good. It's nice when I haven't adjusted the focus. I haven't adjusted tracking very often. Hello to the 72 people watching right now. Oh, you saw a plane transit? Yeah. I've never seen that. I don't image the moon to get lucky, enough to get that lucky. How do I focus the sun? Let me show you. Um, well, I don't think you can see it from here, but I do have an electronic focuser attached to it. And let me put this on pause. And then it's a Rigel focuser because Moonlight doesn't offer one for this scope. And and here's the software that you get with the Rigel focuser. And I just go in and out to try, and here I'm going in, and now I'm going out to try and find the best focus possible. But my seeing conditions are always bad. Is that bad? Wait, see, I mess with it. Let's get this back. No, 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 no. That doesn't look too bad right there. I think that's okay. Let's move this down a little bit. Right. I'm always playing now. I want to get this perfect. Right about there. Let's start this up again. It's about 1/5 Jupiter. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. AR. I got my glasses on here so I can read this stuff. My eyes just get worse as the day goes on. These aren't my glasses. These are female glasses, by the way. AR 2786. I need my own glasses. Oh man, everybody would love to catch a moon impact. That would be the ultimate. To catch a new crater while it's being formed, that would be amazing. Hello to the 77 people watching right now. I'm always looking down here because that's where my iPad, if you're just joining me, I'm looking down because my iPad and that's where I see the comments. Let me see something here. Hang on. Let's go to my, they say this box can pop out. I thought it could pop out. Pop out chat. And then if I go here, where's the pop out chat? But that takes up some of the screen, so I don't like to do that. Let me see. I have caught the ISS only once, but it was during the daytime. It wasn't very good. Does that bother you guys if I put that on the screen there so I can see it better? No, you know what? I'll just look down at my iPad. But I sure can read it better. But I'm going to take it off. What I need is a second monitor for my comments so I can drag that off the screen. I don't think I'm going to get lucky with this action. I was really hoping that there would be some solar flares popping up, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen for me. Rats! I've already been going for an hour and I don't see any flares. Oh, we got two cool looking sunspots going on there. I'm using a mono camera with a UV-IR filter. "88 people watching. Hello. We've got two awesome sunspots going on here, and that speck on the left here is just a dust speck I'll fix later when I do my processing. But this is a live view of the sun and some of the... Yeah, it's definitely the biggest sunspot I've seen in a long time. Oh, deals on monitors. I wonder if this old computer has a second monitor port. I guess I should check that first. Chris Elliott. I've known him from the beginning. Is there any edge on this? We are pretty close to the edge of the sun, but not close enough for me to capture. Let's cancel this. Let me show you guys. You can see the size of the spots compared to the edge of the sun. There's the edge of the sun right there. But I wish I could get that in the picture, but I can't. The spots have moved too far away from the rim. Let's start this back. Oh, let me go back here. Oops. All right. Yeah, he is. He helped me out when I was first starting. So I'm keeping these spots in the center with the hope of actually being able to create a time lapse later. But I'm not sure if anything's really going to happen in the time lapse because I was really hoping for some flares to appear. But at least it was cool to see it live. Oh, congrats on your new mount. And hello to the 89 people currently watching. So I will try and put a time lapse out, maybe on Instagram, if anything actually comes of it. See, right now the sun's very jiggly. It's like looking through a puddle right now, so seeing conditions are bad, 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 bad. What? Let me see my eyes again. What FL is this at? Um, the by FL, are you talking about focal length? I think the scope, the Explore Scientific AR 102 is probably around 670 or 680 focal length times the 4.2 Barlow lens that's built into the Quark. So it's maybe near 26 or 2700, something like that. I have never seen the Northern Lights. No prob. All right, you got to go feed the little monster. Thanks for stopping by, Garnett. And let's take another. If anyone's just joining, you can see here. I'm going to show you the edge of the sun compared to the sunspots here. You can see there's the edge of. I wish they were closer. That would have been. It's always cool when you can get those next to the edge. Let's start capturing again. Let's go down a little bit. Perfect. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay. I don't think I've heard of that cam. Yeah, well, I mean, there's been great solar activity the past few days, but this is the first day I have that's not cloudy. So, oops, let's just drift back a little bit, make some corrections there. Okay. The sun is a lot less jiggly at the moment, so seeing conditions look really good at the moment, but that won't last. Hello to the 83 people watching right now. I am capturing a video every 20 seconds. I'm recording a 12-second video every 20 seconds in the hopes that when I do a time lapse of this, something happens. Because at the moment, if there was a lot of activity, I would have noticed something by now. And it looks very similar to when I first started. So I'm not sure if there's really going to be anything happening in a time lapse. Oh, did you see that? Another plane. That one looked even better. Let me go back and see it. It's good when you catch them when you're recording at the time. This one. Let's see. I know this is it. There it is. You see that? There's the engine. We can actually make it out this time. and there's the tail wing right there. That was a good one. Okay, I'm gonna mark this one off as plane. We caught a plane. I wish it was smaller though. That's the problem. I'm too close to the airport. The planes are huge. But it was so clear. I was obviously you could see the engine and then the tail wing there. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. And it's cool because I was recording at the time. It wasn't on the 20-minute time break in between. I can't believe that's the second plane we caught. That was fun to see. Thanks. Yeah, that was fun to see. I appreciate that. See, when you're so close to the airport, that's how big the planes are. If I were miles away, I would have fit the whole plane. Or if I was on a wider field telescope, like my SS60DS for solar imaging, I might have captured the whole plane. How to do flats in SharpCap. Ooh, I hate to take a break, but I know You know what? Let's do that. You want to see how to do flats in SharpCap? It's really simple. After this video, I'm going to show you. Alright, so I'm going to cancel that. Now what I would do here is I would move the, let's see. I would move the more to the center, get those sunspots out of the way. And then I will take my focuser to create flats and I will defocus. And let me hit, and I'm going to defocus a little more. Okay. And then I would go to my start capture and I would hit number of frames and I capture 500 frames. And then I would just hit start capture. And then let me show you how and then that's all. You need one file for flats. I put 500. Let me go back to my imaging and then I'll show you how to process them. I want to get back in focus and get back to my imaging here. All right, oops. Let me just adjust that a little bit more. That looks pretty good. Let's start that. Okay, and then in Auto Stacker, I would open up that file that I just captured that has 500 frames. And there it is. And you can see how you can see the specs I picked up. And you would just say create flat master. And that's how you do that. So I hope that helped. And when you're and let me show you, and when you pull up your image of sunspots and you can see I've got specs here, the spot, then that's when I would actually load in my flat master. And then you would see the spots disappear right before your eyes there. Oh, the spots are a little bit low here. Let me fix that. All right. From Spain, hello. And those just joining us, let me show you how close the spots are very near the edge, but sometimes it helps you get a little perspective when you can see the edge of the sun. And there's the edge. Ooh, it's very jiggly right now. Again, seeing conditions and moving the scope. So, yeah, it looks like I'm looking through a puddle at the moment. Sometimes when the sun gets really jiggly, you know there's a lot of atmosphere conditions screwing me up. It's very jiggly at the moment. And that's what causes blurry frames in my time lapse. $2. Thank you. I appreciate that. How many people watching? 74 people watching. If everyone gave me $2, no, I'm kidding. No, that's not necessary. I appreciate it, but a lot of people know I'm retired. I got lucky on the internet long ago, and I got to retire early. But I do appreciate the thought. And that's why I'm not an affiliate either with companies. I don't sell prints. I don't care about the money. I just want to keep it fun for me and not think about dollars. Suspicious observers. Louisville, Kentucky. Hello. Hello to the 74 people watching at the moment. I have been imaging right now for about 90 minutes. I'm all stuffed up again. My allergies are terrible, and I got polyps in my nose. I never did anything about it. I breathe through my mouth a lot. I know, but you know what? I've been doing solar imaging for 3 years, and from what I've seen in those 3 seasons, this is big. The sun, this solar minimum has been terrible, but I'm hoping this new solar cycle we're in changes that. Hey, is there signs of life? I see something up here. I see something. I think I see a flare forming. I'm going to scoot this down to make sure. You know what? I'm going to start imaging it. I don't care if I lose that other sunspot. There's some activity going on right there now. We finally got a flare show up. And if I lose this stuff on the bottom, who cares? You see it? I see it easily. That's what I was hoping for this whole time. Easily visible right now. Let's hope it turns into a big flare. So if I create a time lapse, I'll probably create it starting at 12:35 right now, and we'll see. This is what I've been waiting for, and it finally happened. Yeah, I love it. And it's as big as the sunspot. It's longer than the sunspot even. Well, no, about the same size. It's definitely getting bigger. I wish the sun weren't so jiggly. Seeing conditions are terrible right now. Look at that. It's ridiculous. The sun, it looks like I'm seeing the sun through a puddle. This happens every time something good happens. I need the sun to just settle down. Seeing conditions settle down. Oh, it's terrible. The seeing conditions, it's really driving me nuts. But at least we got a flare. I'm going to stop this right for a second. Let me see if I can adjust the focus. Oh, no, I see the focus is okay when the sun settles down. When the atmosphere settles down. See, I see the flare. Now I see the flare opening up over to the left. You see that? It's going here. And now I see more flares opening up here. To me, it reminds me of the sun's skin cracking open and you get to sort of peer inside and all the white stuff. That's what it reminds me of. It's just cool that we can see this now. Finally, we saw something different happen on the sun. Well, I don't think the sun or the ASI 183's refresh is as good as other cameras. When I compared it to the ASI 1600, it seemed like my ASI 1600, it just seemed the screen was refreshing a lot faster. Although it has worse interference patterns. The ASI has much less interference patterns than the ASI 1600. There's a trade-off there. So let me adjust the mount here. Let's just scoot it down a little bit more here. At least we saw something happen. we've got the giant sunspot and some flares just appeared right here and a little one right there. So that's cool. Oh, that's easily bigger, longer than the Earth. I would say this sunspot here is probably the size of almost 3 Earths. At least I've got something happening now for a time lapse. Something, activity will be there. And let me see if I can play with the focus a little bit more. Oops, wrong one. No. Where am I here? No, you know what? I think focus is fine. I don't want to mess with it. Let me close up PixInsight. If the flare goes away, that's fine, because then I've got the beginning, the middle, and then the end when it disappeared. But I would like it. I would have liked it to get bigger, but it seems like it's getting a little less bright again. It might vanish on us. That's why I say you never know when you're going to get a flare, but just point at a sunspot for a while, and a flare may pop up. Let me adjust the focus just a little bit here. That looks pretty good. Someone's painting some icons. The Earth, fire. I can see the flare starting to vanish, but that's okay because you got the beginning, you got the middle, and you got the end of a flare. That was kind of cool. And let me show you, for those just joining us, I caught a plane. If I can find it. Where did that plane go? I renamed it plane. Here it is. We caught a plane while we were imaging. Check this out. See, we got the engine. We got the engine of the... Oh, we got the... Wow, look at that. We got the beginning of the plane. You see, if my refresh, if I could capture more frames per second, I would have got... It would have been really cool. That was kind of cool. So, that was kind of nice to see. Yeah, it looks like the flare is disappearing. After that flare is gone, I'm probably going to end this. After it's gone completely. That's what I wanted to see. Just capture something, get some flares, and then I've got something that maybe it's not just flares. I see some filaments shooting out from the sunspot too. Can you see that little curve? That really wasn't there before either, so that has grown. The plane's bigger than the sun. Right. That's what happens when you're too close to the airport. Yeah, the flares are disappearing. Let's see. Yeah. What will get more frames per second? The ROI? I have to look into that. I'm not sure what that is. The flares are always white. And sunspots are always dark unless you invert the sun when you're processing. You pay the price because then the sunspots will appear white and the flares appear black. But you get a really cool effect on the texture and area around the sunspot. The flares are white because I figure they are so hot. Over 90 people watching the stream right now, and if for anyone who just joined, if you back up just a little bit in the stream, you'll see we had some flares going on right here and a little one right there. So that was cool to see. It looks like they vanished because they flares come and go really quick. Sunspots last for days, even weeks, but solar flares come and go really fast. The flare that we just had here probably only lasted for 10 minutes, if that. But that's what I was hoping for. Now I got something to make a time lapse on. Hello to the 89 people watching. I have been solar imaging for almost 2 hours. But I've got what I wanted. I got my solar flare. That's what I was hoping for. It's gone now. We had a nice flare going on right here. That was fun to see. And we've got some filaments going on right here too. That wasn't there before. Oh, okay. Region of interest. Window mode my cam. I would just rather get a camera that can give me a higher frame rate than poke around with this thing. I knew what region of interest meant. I don't have my brain turned on at the moment. Oh, looks like I'm looking through a puddle right now again. The seeing conditions are coming and going. Yeah, the sun's getting very jiggly right now. Let me see the weather. Any clouds in the area? I'm right here on the map. No. No clouds ruining my fun. I'm pretty safe in the Detroit area there. Yeah, the solar flares have disappeared. If you're just joining, we had some solar flares right around here. If you scoot back in the stream, it was really cool to see. They came out of nowhere. Let me see if I can adjust the focus now. Focus seems to be drifting out now. Oops. I was doing that without turning the sequence off. I'm going to delete that last one. I was adjusting the focus while I was recording. I was adjusting the focus there. Well, I still don't like focus here. Let me see if I can fix it a little more. Seeing conditions are really driving me up a wall now. It's hard to see. I'll leave it right there. That seems okay. You're right. If I shrink down the window size, I'm at the max. The window size, let me show you right now. I've done that in the past. If I shrink down the window size, right now I'm at 19 frames per second, but I used to image at half that. If I go down to 27 by 27 here, it brings up my frame rate to 32 frames per second, but that's still nowhere near what I see other people getting. Did you see that? Another plane just went by. That's the third one. But I wasn't recording at the time. I think I missed that one. It happened in between recordings. I can't believe 3 planes. What the heck is going on with all these planes? Actually, I think I did catch it. Let me see. Was I recording at the time? Was it in this one? Let's see if I caught it at the tail at the very end here. I did get it. Check that out. That's a third plane. I'm going to call this one plane. I know. I tell you, I've never seen that, but that's a third one we've captured. I should do a time lapse of all these planes. Hello to the 92 people watching right now. Okay, guys, well, I think, do you guys want to stay on a little longer? It's up to you. I got my solar flare that we saw earlier. That's what I was hoping to catch. But I hate to leave. We got 90 people watching right now. I don't know if we're going to get lucky to see any more activity. Hey, Astro Carpet. Is that your name? I always, my eyesight is so bad. Astro Carpets. Hey, Jeff. Chuck's Airport, right. Let me scoop the sun back here. Oops. My tracking has been pretty good today. I haven't had to make too many corrections. Maybe I'll hang out until my sisters come from the mall. When the house gets too noisy, I'll close up shop. Greetings from Austria. Hello. I don't know if you can tell here, but there's something shiny going on here. I wonder if that's another flare that might be happening. Can you see that? I didn't see that before. Right there, where the mouse is there. So maybe I'll hang out a little bit more. Maybe something else is going to happen. Maybe another flare is going to creep up. Now I definitely want to stick around. Just in case. It's probably, it looks like just a little flicker of a flare right there. Maybe it will turn into something. Edward. Is there any built-in magnification on the Quark? There is a 4.2 Barlow lens built in. So whatever the focal length is of your telescope, multiply it by 4.2 in that range. Yep. Kush, you gonna get a DayStar Quark? Portal for aliens. I don't think this is gonna turn into a flare. It's too iffy. I'm not going to say everything I'm getting, but hey guys, I've got a lot of new equipment on the way. I've got another telescope on the way. I've got a couple of cameras. So I got a lot of new toys on the way to keep me busy. I'm not going to say, just stay tuned for the videos. New to the stream. What am I doing? I am capturing a large sunspot that is probably 2 or 3 times bigger than the Earth. And if you just came, you missed a nice solar flare that we had up here. If you back up, you'll see a solar flare right in that area there. Yeah, that's cool when we saw the stream in real time. You see how fast they come and go? 95 people watching. You're debating on the Quark, ASI 294. You're debating, is there another option in there? Because solar imaging is awesome. If you're looking for if you already have a deep sky rig, I would definitely get into solar. The sun just turned very dark. Let me see what happened. If we got some clouds out there. Oh yeah, we got some haze going on there. I don't think I'm going to be using this data. I'm going to cancel that until the sun gets brighter. Now, when this happens, I could turn up the exposure and see the sun better, but when you turn up the exposure, it screws up, it messes with my processing. When I'm doing a time lapse, when you have data with different exposures, linear fit no longer works when you want to make them all the same brightness. You get really weird results. So I just hope the clouds go away soon. But it didn't really matter because I already got my solar flare. I've got enough data to create a time lapse for that flare. So I probably just not record anymore and just watch the sunspot. Cloudy Poland. Oh no, sorry to hear that. Is this a view of one of your telescopes? Yes, indeed. That is my telescope. That is what I'm capturing right now. I keep looking out the window, but I forgot I have my surveillance camera on there right now. But you can see a little bit of haze right now going on. And there's my scope looking at the sun from my backyard. Yeah, the sun is definitely dimmer. We've got more people watching the stream right now than ever. I don't want to leave. I want to let people check this out. The Sunspot is awesome. But since I'm not recording anymore, let's just let people see both sunspots. And we'll just see the live view. I'm not going to worry about recording anymore. But there is the live view of a big sunspot and a little one. I think this little one is maybe a tiny bit bigger than the Earth. That'll give you an idea of how big this one is. Let me turn up the exposure now. It doesn't really matter. Why did the sun look closer or bigger? I don't know. Yeah, we caught 3 different planes in my videos. I just wish it would have been a great time to be using my Solar Scout, which would have given me the full disk of the sun, and I bet we could have captured the whole plane because it happens so often. Today, I've never seen 3 planes pass in front of the sun before. 3 transits in one session. That's it. Stunning. No problem. Thanks for watching. DayStar says I need a scope f7 or above. I don't know. What is my scope? What is the AR102? I wonder what the focal ratio is. I want to get another scope though, the AR150 or the 152, something like that. Next year I'm going to have a bigger scope for solar imaging because I see people getting really close on the sun and it's amazing. Yeah, definitely the clouds are making the sun a little bit dimmer. Let's see if there's any you see that? We're definitely passing through some haze right now. Yeah, built-in Barlow, right? I saw any solar flare activity, I'd start recording again. There's a good conversation going on right now. I'm just reading. The best budget telescope for narrowband or for solar imaging? HA telescope. Or is this? I'm not sure what you mean by HA telescope. Is that for just solar imaging? Wow, I don't know. I'm not. I'm not the best person. I would call. You know what? OPT. I would call OPT because I am not a good person when it comes to budget equipment. I'm a spender, and I'm the last person someone should ask when they want to know about budget. For solar, yeah. See, all I've ever used is a Quark, and a Quark is expensive. I don't have any experience with anything other than DayStar equipment. Do you see another flare showing up? Where? Right. I'll start recording again if that's the case. I think you're right. Let me get this thing back centered. Right, but I'm passing through haze. Where was my exposure setting before? Let me see here. Was it 3.9? Yeah. Let's go back to 3.9. Oh, but that's still dark. You see how dark that is? That means I'm freaking passing through haze. I'm not gonna record, but let's just watch to see if another flare does. I already got my flare anyway. Let me adjust the focus. Yeah, I see it at 3 o'clock. You're right. I see it right there. Let's see if we can get a better focus. It looks like the beginning of one there. Hello, Canada. You can afford the best one. You need. Right. I want to play around with some focus some more. I can see the brightness coming and going because we're still passing through some clouds. I can tell. There's the view of the sky right now. And if you look at all, it's all blue here, but I figure the part of the sky that I'm pointing at has the haze. Let's go. 89 people watching still. Thanks for watching, everybody. I can see the haze passing through. I'm glad I'm not recording this bit. It's just a live view going on right now. But definitely the flare is getting brighter, you can tell. Oh, that would have been a nice one to capture if there wasn't all this haze passing through. See, we got a new flare showing up right there. That's a pity that we got the clouds going through. easily visible now. The one who said he saw the flare early on nailed it. Good eye. 'Cause I didn't see it until you mentioned it. Yeah, that flare is getting bright. I can see it. Oh, don't fade away. Let's keep going. It's right there. Nice to see it. It'd be nice if we could catch an explosion on the sun. Yeah, this haze. Hello, hello, Scotland. Hello, everybody. Yep, nice flare going on. It's not that big of a flare. If you're just tuning in, we had a nice big flare right about here. If you wanted to rewind the video. This is a baby flare. 90 people watching. Thank you, everybody. It's been consistent all the way through. Hello to the 96 people watching. If you're just joining, we've got a flare going on here. We've got a big sunspot here and one down there. And we got a little bit of stuff going on over here on the left. Let me scoot this camera up so we can get a better view there. And this sunspot, I think down here is a little bit bigger than the Earth, so you can get a feel for how big that one is. And if I go this way, you'll get a good view of the edge of the sun there. I'm going to leave it there, just so we got people can get a feel for how big those suns when they see it next to the edge of the sun. What scope am I using right now? I am using my Explorer Scientific AR102. I've got all the equipment listed in the description, although I don't know if you can actually see the description while the live stream is playing. But after the live stream is done, you should be able to go in and see the description. And I listed everything in that. I think this is a really cool view. I want to capture this too. Let's just do 3 of those. I love seeing the edge of the sun. I should have recorded my time lapse like this so I could have had the whole. I don't know why I didn't. I didn't think I could fit the whole thing. What were they thinking? The time lapse would have been much better when you can see the edge, the rim of the sun. Yeah, over 150, you do need that energy rejection filter over your objective lens. That's what they say. My description shows? How come I don't see it on my iPad? That's weird. I don't see my description. I wonder why. But if you... Yeah. Even if the UVI, even if you have an 80 millimeter scope and you don't really need a UV-IR, I would get one anyway because it does give you contrast. It's a big difference, so I would use it no matter what. Hello to the 89 people watching. We've got some cool sunspot activity going on here. You know what? I'm going to browse around the sun really quick. I wonder if there's any other spots going on. Because I thought I saw another one. Was it near the... Oh, there is a spot. I think I see one right there too. Let's see, let's browse around the sun here. The sun is definitely waking up with more activity these days. Yeah, it was the main activity is right here. That stuff. I can see the sun is a little darker again, so we must be passing through some more clouds. Yeah. I know a problem with imaging the sun is that people actually do have a job and have to work during the day, so I know that makes it difficult for a lot of people. I would be up a creek if I wasn't using a tilt adapter. It really does get rid of the Newton's rings. Hello to the 89 people watching. I know people are probably coming and going right now. Let me see something here. 1,400 playbacks. I think it looks awesome. I'm not even doing any recordings. I'm just looking at it live, and the sun is just fun to look at, especially when there's activity. The fact that we can even do this amazes me. I'm missing a lot of the conversation, but I'm going to come back and read all the comments. There's some good stuff going on there. AR102. I can tell the clouds are going away now because I can lower my exposure. Oops, live. A little bit of haze up here, but I think I'm passing through it now finally. That is just a cool sight when we can see the whole rim. We can see a good part of the rim and the sunspots. I love this view right here. Definitely a lot of filaments going on here. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, yawning. I slept good last night. I don't know why I'm yawning. Switzerland, hello. Whatever camera gives a really good frame rate. I mean, I would have had a smooth. Those planes that I captured are choppy because I don't have a high enough frames per second rate. Excuse me. I'm going to capture some more of these right here. It looks pretty cool. I wasn't impressed when I tried the ASI 224MC for solar imaging. Didn't really get the detail, and the sensor's just not big enough to get a good view. Yeah, it seems like it is getting more clear, and it's not as jiggly anymore either. Figures when I'm not recording anymore, the sun is all of a sudden looking better. That's the way it always works. But I don't see any more solar flare activity. I got my solar flare captured that you saw earlier. Hopefully it'll be a good time lapse. Jeff is really knowledgeable here. You're only using the red pixels. HA is red. Yeah, I'm not technical. I don't know that kind of stuff. I just point my camera and go. The flare is still there. You see it? It seems like it's very faded though. Looks like it's going away. Hey, yeah, I'm streaming again. I've been streaming for a while. Uh-oh, we're down to only 69 people watching. I guess we're starting to get a little bit bored. We had over 90 before. I've been streaming for a while. I don't blame anyone if they're calling it a day. We got a good view of that sunspot though, and if anyone just joined, if you rewind, we did catch a solar flare. That was pretty cool to see. Thanks, Leon. I'll be doing more vids. I do have a new telescope on the way, but we'll keep that a surprise. The calcium, is that where the sun turns out purple? I never got into that. That didn't interest me enough to get one of those. Okay, guys, it's coming up on 1:30 and I haven't eaten lunch yet. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I had a lot of fun today, and I'm glad I finally got to catch some of this solar activity. It's a pretty decent-sized sunspot. But I'll see everybody later. Thanks for watching. I got to get going, though. Bye.